this time.
I learned.
Have you been practicing at
I
home?
actually have.
Like, I won't bruise the top of my foot
I'm
again.
not gonna work out my abs, but you bet your ass I'm gonna be practicing most action. That is my ab workout.
That's fun.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
I'm Mazie.
I'm Lindsey, and this is Unfiltered Trauma Blondes.
Welcome. Welcome, welcome.
It's always the low after
I know.
that. What do you say after that?
Okay, so tell me, maybe you should ask me this first.
Are we doing the week question?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to do highs and lows of the week.
Okay.
So you have to tell me so far. Are we going from last Thursday? I think we should go from like podcast week, right? Instead of just Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because I'm not through the week. Let's go from last Thursday to this Thursday. What is your high? Should we do low then high?
You're making me think.
Let's finish on positive.
Okay.
Start with the low. Give me the shit.
So the low. Hold on, now you're making me think about my days. So Thursday.
We talked about this beforehand. She had time.
I did. I did. My low for the week, I have less in my bank account than I thought.
Oh, man, I hate when that happens.
The high for my week, actually, no. So something funny that happened. Is it raining?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so every Wednesday, we have our team meetings, right? And at our team meetings, we typically have 30, 35 people there, sometimes more. So no one likes to tell me on Tuesdays, hey, we're out of water, because I bring my own water. So no one has.
You can afford water?
In bottles, too.
That's why that bank account's low.
Anyway, so we always have water bottles for everyone because we have breakfast and lunch too. We didn't have any water bottles, so every Wednesday, I've recognized the pattern now. I walk over to Walgreens at Fraser and 105, and I grab 2 cases of water. Eden was with me, took her to work with me, and so we walk there, grab it. We start walking back. She's holding coffee pods and the phones and my wallet and all that kind of stuff. And I'm carrying 56 bottles of water. So I've got 2 cases of water. So we go through the gas station parking or driveway.
You go lifting again.
Yes. And I could have bet every penny I thought I had in my bank account that where I stepped was dry. It was fucking not at all, not even close. So I literally, my feet went that way, my head went that way. I was in the middle of fucking 105, water bottles everywhere. I had mud, literally, I had to leave. So I have to start the meeting, I have to end the meeting, I have to introduce the speakers, I have to do pull all the shit. And I had so much fucking shit to do during the meeting when it wasn't my turn to talk. I had mud. From here, literally, all the way down on my brand new fucking Vans on Wednesday. Yesterday. I stand up. I have mud in my fucking tits. I have.
What time of day is this?
In the morning. 9:15 in the fucking morning. So I'm laying there, like, wondering if I'm concussed. And I look up, and Eden looks back at me, and she's in fucking tears because she's crying, laughing so hard. She was losing her shit, hyperventilating, laughing. It was absolutely ridiculous. She said, I'm so sorry for laughing. I'm like, no, you're not, actually, because I would do the same thing. Yeah. But etiquette is, are you okay? Make sure I'm not dead, unconscious, or broken. Then laugh your fucking ass off all you want. So
you're not going to get that courtesy from me. If you eat shit in front of me,
facts.
I don't care if you're hurt.
This is how bad this fall was. The chiropractor from across 105, that's across from our building, came out of the office and across the street whistled at me. I was like, yo, are you good? I was like, huh? He's like, for real, are you good? I was like, I'll be there in about an hour. Give me just a minute. Fuck. So humiliating. So Eden goes in. She takes my stuff inside, gets my purse so that we can leave. We can go shower, whatever. I look fucking cute, but whatever. And so then I was telling Emma about it, and I sent her pictures of my pants. Like, I should have had fucking like algae and stuff all over me. It was disgusting. In my ear. I walked into my shower this morning, and there's still shit coming. Like, it's disgusting. It was so bad.
You
I'm
didn't
wondering.
take a picture?
Oh, I absolutely did.
Oh.
Yes, I absolutely did. Yes, absolutely. And
Like,
we'll
why
have
are
to.
you don't have to describe it. Just show it to me, boo.
So this was after I wiped it off with with the towel.
Okay.
Because I had to walk into the office to give the water bottles that I had left, and I didn't want to track it through. Where the fuck?
Man. Yeah, it looks like shit.
Yeah. So then I was like, yeah.
It really does. It looks like horse shit because it's like greenish.
And that's exactly what it felt like. All in my hair.
Fun fact about me, I like the smell of horse shit. Isn't that fucking weird? You know why? It makes sense. Because it's nostalgic for me. And it reminds me of being at parades when I'm little because the horses shit everywhere at a parade. But I do. Somebody asked me earlier a fun fact about myself, and I was like, yeah, it's really fucking weird. I know, but it is. It's true. Only horse shit, though. Not into like all shit. Okay, so that was your low?
That was my low. But
right,
it really wasn't even that low because in that moment, I was looking at Eden and I was like, well, how would I feel about this if I was alone? And I stood up and I laughed and I thought back to like the older versions of me. Mm-hmm. I'm like, God, I've come a long way to be able to sit there and just fucking laugh. Like, I didn't get irritated. I didn't get mad. I didn't let it predict the rest of my day. I did not let it completely just fucking ruin everything. The last thing I wanted was to wear my hair natural. Like, I can't wash my hair again for a few days. Fuck. These are important days. So, like, I don't, whatever. But it was so just, it felt so nice to not, like, be so paranoid about it.
Yeah.
I was proud of myself. Like, toot, toot.
Good. And you know what? I also just heard you say that you looked fucking cute that day. And I
did look
like,
fucking cute.
Oh, yeah. That a girl?
I did.
You should feel that way.
Yeah.
I want you to feel that way. I think every girl should feel that way.
Yeah.
Know when you fucking look good. You look fucking good on that shit.
Yeah. I would like to get there. I would love to have the level of self-confidence that you have. Even though I know you struggle.
But I wish everybody struggles.
Yeah, but I wish I was as self-aware as you are. Like, that I could see what I actually look like. You know what I mean? Because no matter how hard I try, what I see is not what everyone else sees at all whatsoever.
Yeah.
Which is really fucking irritating.
Yeah, it's definitely a brain thing for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely, but I work on myself, like, awareness and my self-talk. I try really hard not to talk shit to myself.
I used to be like that.
I try really hard. I'm like, why do I do that?
Yeah.
Makes me feel bad. Why? Do you purposely like want to? No, fuck that shit. I'm doing as good as anybody else.
Yeah.
So are you.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Well, but I think that for me now, I know where I've been previously where I felt, looking back, I looked better. And I know that I'm not doing those things. So I can't bitch. Like, I'm not doing those things and then not receiving the same look because I'm not fucking doing the things.
But I mean, the thing is even you at every size, at every turn, you become attracted to somebody else that maybe wasn't attracted to you as much the other way.
Sure.
Like,
but I know where I
chubby chasers out there. You're not. I was going to say, no, this is about me. This is about me. This is not. I'll make it about you. When I was heavier, there were people that told me that they thought that I looked better like that. There's people that make those fucking comments all the time to me.
She said it was chubby.
I wasn't. Oh my God.
Truth finally comes out.
I told you earlier.
I
told her earlier she's the size of a bus.
She did do that too. And not the short one. Not the fucking short one.
Whatever.
You could have at least
I was talking full size. We're going Greyhound on this big bitch. You're so annoying. My God. I hate you.
Okay. And then the high would be, that's a tough one. Would it be weird to put it in the same? Like,
No,
that's also
we call
the
it
high
a
of night?
high-low or a low-high.
Aloha. We just did the same thing in different languages.
I think we said it backwards though.
Well, I say hello, and you were saying aloha.
Same but different. Oh man. Okay. I think I had a low high this week too.
Yeah.
A high low.
An aloha.
An aloha.
Hello. Well, okay, what was that?
I got divorced. Yes. It's kind of a low high. Hello. Yeah. It's like sad, but at the same time, I mean, it's the start for me. I just feel like it's my new life. It's a new start.
I told her yesterday, I was like, I'm not even married to this motherfucker, and I feel like a weight has been lifted off of my shoulders, and I'm able to go make decisions for myself now. I feel so free. That's probably why I don't have as much in my bank account as I thought. I can buy this shit.
Blowing money.
No, but like, I remember that feeling. Obviously, we were in different situations, right? But I do remember the feeling.
Process of it is what sucks.
Yes.
I mean, the whole fucking thing has sucked.
Yes.
But the process of like, you're done. You're done with each other, like equally so, and they make you stay together.
Mm-hmm.
Like
for
on
60
paper,
days minimum.
Yep, that's the fucking worst. I think that did more mentally to me than anything.
Considering all that's happened, yeah. Yes. If the judge only.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Whenever we went in there, I had that thought whenever we walked in front of the judge. It was like, oh, please let our paperwork be right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think that that's the biggest fear anyway, because even like with the annulment, like the judge could have very well said, I don't grant this annulment.
Yeah.
They said the complete opposite.
Yeah. It is dissolved.
Yeah. But for them to just knowing that there is a possibility that for some reason, not only can you not get divorced, but there's also a possibility that you will get divorced, but you're going to get ass fucked with no lube whatsoever. And you're like, I have to deal with this.
Raw dogging it.
100%. 100%. It's probably worse.
Sounded like a butch lesbian. Fucking raw dog. No offense to butch lesbians. Love you.
Go ahead and scratch your crotch. Go ahead.
Scratch my crotch?
Yeah, that's what
it doesn't itch.
You're a butch. Show your manhood.
Is that because they don't shave?
Probably.
Oh.
I'm shaving tonight.
Oh, gross.
No, but I do think that it's very unnerving because there is a possibility that what you think should happen is not going to happen. That what you have agreed on with the other person to happen could potentially not happen, all because of someone else that you can't talk to.
Yeah.
You can't talk to them. You can't, nothing, especially when you do it without attorneys.
Yeah.
It's
well,
hard.
we used an online, James used that program.
Right. I did too for the annulment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's for me. He handled everything because he was the one that asked for the divorce.
You should have gotten more, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
I know.
But you know what? Whatever. I have my peace. I have my mental peace.
Yeah.
And that means so much more to me than anything.
That's you go, I think those 60 days that you have to be separated, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're living in separate homes. Sometimes it doesn't happen all the time. I was thinking about this today. there's sometimes that the husband and wife still have to live together. They're sleeping in separate rooms.
Oh
Sometimes they
my
have to sleep in the
God.
same fucking bed.
I know. But God, could you fucking imagine?
Oh, I know. It's uncomfortable. It's very, because I did it with
Bryce?
Bryce. Yes.
Oh shit.
So it's very uncomfortable. And then try knowing that the other person is dating and having sex with other people. And it's the same person that you knew that they were dating and having sex with while you were married, not knowing that that person existed. Like, have they been in my home? Have they slept in my bed? Have they fucked in the shower? Have they made my house their home in secret and like it's a joke? Ha ha ha. Look at what we're doing. Like, have you fucked on the kitchen island that I'm now serving my kids lunch on? Like, there's so many different, and then to think too, like, ultimately what I wanted is essentially what we got, but then going through and navigating everything, he served me because I was trying to do it your way.
Right.
And we had the agreement. All you had to do was sign off and we were going to be done. But then he hires an attorney. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
I'm so sorry. It's my son. Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm listening. I promise you I was listening. The problem was that my watch kept like jumping screens. So it should have been a very simple thing, but it got away from me. But I was listening. You said before you got on to me in front of everyone, the last thing I remember.
Cut anyway. Shut up.
Why? So the last thing you said was fucking on the island where you serve your kids.
Right. And so we had paperwork where we were in agreement. We were understanding. All he had to do was fucking sign it, and he wouldn't sign it. And then while he's out dating, I move out, then date. You know what I mean? Like, actually date. And then he serves me, and he tries to take the kids from me, and he tries to get me to give him full custody of the kids and child support and this and that. And I'm just like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm making $30,000 a year. I'm not going to be able to be granted the house. I can't take financially. Like, I need help taking care of the kids. Put me on fucking food stamps. I can't afford insurance because that takes almost all of my paycheck. Like, what the fuck so then you get in this mindset of the judge is never going to say yes to me. The judge is never going to grant what I want. The judge is never, because how on paper, it doesn't make sense for me to have them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what? On paper, it didn't make sense for Raymond to have his rights to write her back then either, but they granted that shit too because they believe wholeheartedly that having two parents is more important than one really good, solid fucking parent and like letting the fucking disaster go.
Yeah. But that just goes to show how powerful the mind is, right? Like that, like, no, I got it. Even if now, knowing, like, I had the money and the state had the options for me. I wasn't going to be there forever. It was temporary housing. It was all, like, it was funded by the state. The government wants to do that anyway. Like, also, Texas is a woman's state, which I don't necessarily agree with, but that is something that I have to keep in mind. Texas is a woman's state. And what I was going for was the most fairest of fair, that even the judge turned the mics off and was like, what do you want? Like, I just want 50-50. I want him to be in my kids' lives 100% of the time, 50% staying with him. Like, come to these things. I don't want them to ever wonder what their dad was like. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It's just, but still, there was no chance that I was going to have them taken away from me.
No.
But I was convinced of it. So convinced. And then with the health issues that were going on at the same time, and then I couldn't speak about those. Like, it was just, the mind is a powerful thing.
Yeah.
And if I could give any
that
advice,
negative self-talk shit.
Yeah. And the self-doubt of,
see,
like,
I'm like on the opposite end of like, motherfucker, you're going so far down.
Oh,
like,
sure.
I'm going to shred you if it gets to it. Because I do shit right.
Yeah.
I do it the way you're supposed to do it. Yeah. People move too quick. They don't. I've had to do this a few times. It fucking sucks.
So I will say, to counter that though, there was no opportunity in your divorce to potentially lose your kids though.
No, but I went through that shit. Not me losing them.
Right. No, I know.
I never did anything to
And I don't mean lose them. To me, not having
Why
standard
do we
is
both
losing.
saying them? I have one child, and I keep saying them.
Well, because I'm talking about them collectively. But my point in that is that for me, I wasn't going to be granting my kids full time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm like? You get Ryder every single day for the rest of his life. You don't have to share him with James.
Nope.
That was something that I could have lost time with my kids because of my divorce by the person that I'm fighting now.
No, I get it.
You know
but
what
I
I
just
mean?
don't think that you really had any shot of losing 50-50.
Oh, I know I didn't. I know I had no shot of losing standard. I
No.
could have gotten what he tried to hit me with.
Yeah.
No questions asked whatsoever.
Right.
Which is ultimately why she was like, what do you actually want? And then that's what happened. So I know, but still in that time, I think it's whether it's how I grew up or what I believe or things that have happened in the past that the rug's been pulled out from under me, whatever the fuck it is. There's so much surety in these things, right? But then it's, well, I don't want to be so unsure that then I'm like, what if it's actually not the case? And then it doesn't fucking happen. What if that one thing, that one freak accident happens? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, of course I'd be that one guy. Of course.
We're going to teach everybody a lesson with this one.
Yeah. But then how selfish-minded. Like, oh, it's going to be me.
Oh, for sure.
All,
that's how
of all
important
of
you
them.
are.
Yeah.
Oh, the shit that we can give ourselves to worry about. It's so dumb. It is so dumb. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have anything to actually think about, man, you'll just create some fucking drama in your own head.
100%. Because you
convince yourself of shit. And then somebody will call and be the opposite. And you're like, oh, man, that's so much better. Like, why did I do that to myself again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a worrier. I worry.
So that was your high and low? Your aloha?
Yeah,
hello.
Aloha.
So that was your that?
I think so. If I think of anything else in a minute, I will interrupt with an aloha. Wait, I thought of something good. Aloha.
You are officially free to make.
I didn't go get the paper though.
It doesn't matter. You can
I was
screenshot
like,
that
I
shit
was
off the internet.
At the end, whenever I left, I was pretty shaky. I was like, I need to get in my car.
What was the last thing you said to him?
I can't say it yet. I can't say it yet. It was the only thing that I said to him. I didn't look at him. I didn't want to look at him. Not really. I saw him like out of my peripheral, but I'm just so fucking disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to look at you.
Yeah. So you're free. You're single. And I don't say free as in it was fucking torture in jail. I don't. James, calm down. I say free as in like you're a free woman, not tied to a man.
We're actually legally single.
Right. You are able to make your own decisions. You do not have to consult him before anything. You have your child. He has no parental rights. Like, you can date whoever you want.
Which I would never have denied. Let's just...
I know.
Like, that was a whole... Ryder had talked about it and asked, like, if he wanted him to adopt him. And James never really pursued it or seemed like it was something he was really interested in, if I'm being 100% honest. Ryder and him both didn't really, like, have any push there. Ryder wasn't like, I want him to adopt me. And James was like, it doesn't matter because he's my kid. And so, I don't know. It just was never a thing to go and do that. Plus, like, come on, girl. You want to pay child support?
So should we go ahead and, with that being said, you being a single lady, I'm sure your inbox is fucking full.
Yeah.
Some crazy
I'm getting
stuff.
some...
What is the creepiest? Who's your creep of the week?
We're doing a creep of the week.
Yes. Who's your creep of the week?
Okay. So I will save the name, even though you're a pervert and I shouldn't. Let me find it. Let me go in my messages real quick. Okay, let's see here. Creep of the week. Okay, so I posted a picture. I think it was the "Do I look single" picture. Because I was trying to be like funny about like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm single, I'm divorced.
Yeah.
Anyways, hold on. Okay, yeah. He said his comment was, I don't know if he was drunk or what. He says, "Fina as fuck. I would own that pushy." And so I said, "Pushy, LOL." And he said, "Pussy." And then he sent tongue hanging out, smiley faces. And then he said, "Especially now that it's untouched."
As if it was never touched before.
Yeah, I'm Virgin Mary. And then he sends me this picture. It is like a drawing of multiple positions
of a dude.
It's very descriptive.
Yes.
And then which number you like the most out of the picture? Like, ew. This is the guy that sent me the picture of his dick also. An unsolicited dick pic.
Yes. While you were tanning.
Yeah. The one that you were like, "That's a big joke." It wasn't that big. He's a pervert.
Well, what's really funny though is like when guys do that, I honestly wonder, do they sit there and think like, oh man,
They probably
have
had like certain angles just kept in their phone, just you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where they did like a dick photo shoot.
And clearly they're proud enough
do y'all
to
do
send
dick photo shoots. I know girls don't do like vagina photo shoots.
Not. Absolutely not. Some men would argue
ugly little boogers.
They are. There's nothing cute about them.
No,
ever
at all.
No.
I don't understand like what God was thinking when he decided to construct that thing.
I think he had turned a little too much water into wine whenever he was creating a JJ. Because that shit
or he like sneezed while doing
it. Yes. Because that ain't cute. Guys think it's cute, so I guess he knew what he was doing, but still,
that's just like a hormonal thing. They get blood in their dick and they just turn into tards. They just lose all rational thinking. Not all. Don't yell at me.
87% of it.
Yeah. There's some pretty what's the word? Disciplined men out there.
Yeah, they're all just married though. So
yeah. Yeah. And they have really good relationships with really pretty wives most of the time.
Which is super irritating.
Yeah. Like, oh, awesome. You're perfect, are you?
God, I'm talking
Please go home. Out here fucking up. We need you to go home. You're pissing everybody off.
I was talking to my girlfriend Emma. We were driving around. And I was telling her, like, I don't understand. Like, I do that. I'm so good at cutting people off personally. I'm so good at like compartmentalizing on a professional standpoint. But whenever it comes to relationships, I'm stuck on this fucking idiot. And she was like, well, because then you'd be perfect. And we can't afford that. No one can. I'm like, ooh, I should use that on Lindsey. That's a good one. That's a really good one. I like that one.
I do too. Shit. Like, you're right. I'm gonna have to be bad at something.
Stupid. I just haven't found it yet. And that is God, we're polar opposites.
That's like one of my favorite things to do is me and then two of my girlfriends. We always like when we're together, we tell the other ones how ugly they are and like how pretty you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's true.
Like we'll be sitting around like, that's you awful. Look really pretty tonight. You're like the second prettiest person in this room.
You're such a bitch.
They do it too. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, that's just what strong people do.
Well, start talking good about yourself. You'll start feeling better about yourself. You are
smart.
Every time I ask you, you don't ever say anything physical.
We're not doing this.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well,
just food for thought.
Well, I'm not hungry. Okay. Stick it in my lunch
I'll
box.
stick it in your butt.
Exit only.
Nope.
Not
going
today.
in there.
Not today.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it. Gross. Now I'm the creep of the week. I really would probably be the creep of the week every week.
You're my creep of the
I'm
week.
pretty gross.
You just topped it. That's it.
I'll send you a drawing of it later.
Told you I was the best.
I'm gonna do.
Gross.
Oh, so dumb.
So gross.
Why do you always take me down these roads? Did I start that?
What?
Which one? I don't know. Where are we going? What are we doing? What's next?
Yes.
What are we talking about?
Yeah. I feel like you carry yourself this way anyway, whether you were married or not, but I feel like you carry yourself very welcoming, like, come talk to me. You know what I mean? And so Nikki and I had gone, I told you about this. We had gone to Big Texas, or Rowdy's, whatever. And we didn't get hit on once. No one asked us to dance. We dressed up like it was our mission that we were going to go there because we needed to feel good about ourselves.
Pick you some man.
Oh, yes. That we did not want to do anything else with other than just like, it's a compliment whenever a man comes up to you and says you're beautiful, whether they want anything or not, or any sort of like, do you want to dance or whatever. Just that alone, we were feeling so down that it was like, are we ugly? Are we, you know what I mean? Which I know that there's a level of self-love that needs to happen. I get that 100%. But every woman loves attention from another man that she also finds attractive, and vice versa. Like, men love it too. Men love getting hit on and feeling good because another woman finds them attractive.
I think a lot of it is, it's got to take a lot of fucking guts from them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think if I were a guy, right, I wouldn't just go up to a girl because she's pretty, because I find her to be attractive. Like, she's going to have to be giving some real social cues that she sees you too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I think that if I want to get the attention of a man, like, I'm pretty obvious about it.
See, and for me, I guess what I'm saying is, like, when I see if I was a man, obviously knowing how women work and men don't, so I'm telling you, like, for me, it would make me feel really good for a man to come up to me and not want anything else but to just tell me that they find me attractive or beautiful, whatever.
Right.
Like, that makes me feel special. I don't care if you want to get to know me, like, but just the simple fact that you have enough balls to come up to me and be like, hey, I just want to let you know I think that you were absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, but then don't linger too long.
No, don't linger at all.
Don't fucking linger.
Don't linger at all.
Yeah.
Like, walk away, and if she's interested,
but
she'll come up to you.
The guys that actually do come up and say that shit are usually the ones that are like
yeah,
fucking.
Yep.
You're like, okay,
yes,
I don't owe you anything.
Yes,
right?
thank you. Yes,
go away now.
But
thank
so
you.
today, I had every Thursday before here, I have my meeting, and I had to create a slideshow to play during the entire deal. So I went to Woodson's because it was right next door to where our stuff was. I went to Woodson's, and when I'm by myself, I almost always sit at the bar.
Right.
To me, I feel like it's not polite to take a table when I'm just one person, knowing that 4 people could be sitting there at a time of day that there's a lot of fucking people there. Like, don't be selfish.
Oh, I'll sit at a fucking table.
Sure, but I don't know. I guess that's just different from working in the
I'm a big tipper.
I feel
when I sit down there, if I take it up, I'm gonna make it. Gonna make it worth it.
I am too. Anyway, so I was sitting at the bar, and I was closer to the corner, and there was a guy that was like, it made like an O, really, with an opening for the bartenders. So I was sitting on, think of a square. I was sitting on the bottom right portion of the square. Mm-hmm. He was sitting on the top middle part of the square.
Catty corner?
Catty-ish, yeah. Like if you were to do a diamond, he would be
wampus.
That. So we were sitting, and he kept looking at me, and I just kept working. I noticed that he was looking at me, but it wasn't a disgusting, like, He wasn't fucking me with his eyes. So that was nice.
Or
It was
he's
just
mastered the face.
it's fair. But he did look at me in a way of like, I think I know you.
Right.
Whatever. So then 3 bar stools down from me on the bottom part of the O, bottom right part of the O, is this other guy. So the guy at the top of the square comes around to me and he's like, hey, my name is so-and-so. And I was like, he was talking to me as if I should know him. And I felt really bad that I wasn't piecing together who he was.
Right.
So we just kept talking. He's like, yeah, we're friends on Facebook. I follow you, whatever. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, I don't want to be that creep that comes up and says hi. I just wanted to come say hi. I said, no, I'm glad that you did. I wish more people would do that because it doesn't have to be so stranger. It doesn't have to be so abnormal to just go up to someone and say hi that you think you know.
Yeah.
Like, when did we become so separated? When did we become so non-human? You know what I mean?
Social media.
Yes.
I mean, everything's online.
For sure. Anyway, so when I'm friends with people or people follow me and they see my shit, that gives them a glimpse into my life. Come tell me anything. Be like, I saw your post a year ago. You're fucking batshit. Or be like, hey, like what I've gotten from women. I saw your post about whatever, and it made me feel like I wasn't alone. It made me feel so much less crazy. Thank you so much for being vulnerable, blah, blah, blah. Then there's dudes that are like, yo, that shit's fucking dope. Like you have no filter, you're authentic, whatever, or you're pretty, whatever it is, right? So it's like all these different types of things. I love when people just, hey, we know each other. I love meeting new people. Anyway, that was long. Anyway, so the guy that walked up to me walks away, and the guy at the bottom right of the O was like, isn't it weird when that happens? And I was like, I love it. I love when people aren't too scared to come up to you and say hi, that think that they know you or familiar. They do know you in some way, shape, or form. And so then we got to talking, and he has a podcast, and it was so interesting to just talk. And I'm this 5'3", because I have curly hair, 5'3" chick.
What?
I'm not 5'3" with straight
Curly
hair.
hair.
Yep.
Obviously.
It adds some height. So I was 5'3" today, and this man is 6'4". And so then we got to talking about how no human. Why do you need to be that big? What purpose does that serve? Is the weather has to be different up there? I don't under. Anyway, so then we get to talking, and it was just he asked me out to dinner, and it was such a beautiful thing to just like interact with humans.
Yeah.
Not emailing each other, not talking behind a fucking keypad on your phone on an app, not texting, not like genuine human interaction.
Yeah.
And then for guys to have the balls to come up to you and just be like, I think I know you. I just wanted to come say hi.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a huge thing. More men should do that.
Yeah, they should.
What's the worst that could happen?
Ryder, I like my kid, man. He has no issues going up to anyone. He's always been that way. Always.
I love that.
He likes a girl, dude, at the fair. He saw a girl there, not last year, but the year before. And he had just won like a stuffed animal or something. And she was standing there with all of her friends, and he walked up to her and he handed it to her. And I think he told her he thought she was pretty. And then he walked off.
Way to go, Ryder.
And then she went after him.
That's
I was like,
example, and there
I
you
was
go.
so proud of him.
Yes.
Like, you.
That's ballsy.
Yeah.
God, that's so, and especially as a kid.
Yeah.
Ugh.
They talked on the phone for a little bit.
Oh,
yeah, it was cute.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So with that, let's say that you start going out solo, or you start going out, whatever. How soon are you putting a timeline on when you're going to start dating again?
No. Mm-mm.
Good.
No. I'm not. Yeah, I'm in a weird place of like, I'm not going to try to control too much anymore because it doesn't do any good.
Yeah.
At any point, the bottom can just fall out.
Yeah. How did you and James meet?
Well, we actually went to school together, but I didn't know him at school. We didn't run in the same crowd, I guess. But after me and Melissa went out one night it was Big Texas then. Yeah. And we actually went to Baker Street first. Leandra was working, and so we were getting lots of beer.
I don't know.
And Robbie wanted to meet Melissa. And so they walked over. And then we all just laughed and laughed and laughed. And then we went to Big Texas. It was funny because James, I remember him asking if we wanted to ride with them. And I was like, no, like there's no way I'm riding with you. But then we ended up hanging out with them the whole night anyways. I was trying to be smart and like not get in the car and, anyways, we had a really good time. It was a fun night. It really was a fun night. And then me and Melissa actually texted them the next day.
Really?
Like, do y'all want to go to lunch? And they did. And then they didn't get together. We did.
Smart.
Yeah.
Good job, Melissa.
Yeah, we started dating from there.
And then you're here.
12 years later.
Okay, so tell me timeline. So y'all started dating. So from that is when y'all started dating? And then how long were y'all dating before you were engaged? Then
4 years.
You were dating for 4 years and got engaged. Then you got married.
2017.
Which is how long after you got engaged? And then y'all were married for how long?
7. It would have been 8 this year.
Okay. Yeah. Do you feel like marriage changes things? Like, do you think that someone married for 7 years versus committed and in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, for 7 years, or let's say 20, do you think that, 20, I don't know, you know what I mean? Do you think that it's different?
Do I think the paper changes anything? Is that what you mean?
I guess. Or just, do you think that the fact of going through the courts and that legal shift, and now there's a contract that's been signed and it's been sealed by a judge, and this is what's going to happen, and these are the rules that we have to follow. Do you think that having that, like, hovering, is seen, knowing that you can't just leave, that you do have to go through this process? Do you think that changes the quality of the marriage, or at least the way that the husband and wife see that commitment to each other?
And it's probably different for each person. I mean, I think that's stupid, personally. Like, you can get out of anything if you actually want to get out of it, really. It might not go exactly like you want, but you can get out, so it's kind of a cop-out.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess it's just different for everyone.
So do you think you could get remarried then?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel right now.
I mean, that's super fucking soon.
Yeah.
So that's understandable.
Yeah. I like to think I'm not going to let it, like, poison me about that. But I was even more positive about it, like, right at the beginning. But as it's progressed, I don't know.
Well, I think that in that, though, you've also seen so many different men communicate with you differently that you didn't see while you were married. And so knowing that that's out there,
right,
I'm sure that could alter your view on things.
Yeah, but I mean, don't they all start good in the beginning? That's why you stick around and do it.
Right, but what I'm saying is now that you're single, and men, you go from married, so you're kind of sheltered and shielded from the single life and what actually happens outside of the marriage. So then whenever you get into the single world, you start experiencing things that are very, like, you would have never fathomed that because you had been married. You had been committed to this one person. You didn't know that this existed. Like we talked about it the other day. Like, you're seeing things now that you're just like, there's a whole new world out here.
And it's way different from the last time I was in it.
That's what I'm saying. So because of that shift and that difference, do you think that you could see yourself, do you think that that's why you're seeing yourself iffy on whether or not you could get remarried?
I don't know. I really don't. I just know that I don't know. I know I'm not thinking straight all the time. And so I just keep telling myself, like, I'm not going to make any decisions right now because I'm just too, I don't know. I just know I shouldn't make decisions
Obviously.
right now.
Obviously, yeah.
You know, like, so I don't want to say that I'm would never get married again. I think that anything is possible if everything is good. I don't know. I second guess myself a lot on being able to pick a person at this point.
Which is yes, yeah.
I'm like, golly, like, what do I see and what's really there? Because when you get out of shit, everybody's like, dude,
it's about
we
fucking time.
told you. Yep. Like, everybody else knew.
Yes.
I didn't know.
I think you did. I think you knew because there were a few conversations that you and I had.
Yeah.
But you were very married to the marriage as well. You know what I mean?
I was committed.
Yeah. So now that everything is over, how do you think interaction is going to be? Or what do you want it to be?
With him?
Just, I mean, let's say that he stays in Ryder's life.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want that to look like?
I mean, I guess what everyone wants. Peaceful, healthy, respecting fucking boundaries.
Yeah, that's huge.
Like, you don't get to do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like, if the other parent's not okay with it, like, you got to come to a compromise.
Did they make y'all take a parenting test?
Who, me and him?
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, because you don't have kids together. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, he's not biological.
I would have asked him to do that. Looking back, I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Can you imagine him doing it?
It's online. He would just go right through it, but just the simple fact that he would have retained at least something.
He wouldn't have done it.
Then you weren't signing off.
Signing off what?
On the divorce. Like, sure, I'll sign it.
You're talking about for that. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. I gotcha.
Cut all of that.
I mean, whatever. I think it's a waste of time.
The parenting class?
I mean, when you're dealing with that fucking personality.
Oh, yeah. I had to do it with Bryce. And I'm pretty sure that's a Texas mandate, is that you have to take a co-parenting class.
I think that you do if it's biological.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But he's not, so.
Yeah.
They don't give it to step parents.
Yeah, that was my realization through that.
All right. So I put my timeline in from when my divorce, whenever he asked me for the divorce until yesterday. I did a timeline, just, like bullet points of things that have happened. And I put it into the chat AI on my phone and I asked it to make me a funny story. And it did. It made me a funny story. So I was actually going to read it. Let me find it.
Oh boy.
Okay. Let me make sure. Okay. Here it is. It's kind of long. And I'm reading out loud. All right, here we go. Once upon a time in a small town, there lived a man named JC42. He wasn't 42, though. He was actually 41. He was a master of making life choices so questionable they could make a movie about it. On February 10th, 3 days after celebrating his wife for turning 40 with a lovely trip to San Antonio with family and friends, JC42 decided that his marriage was more of an inconvenience than he felt that he deserved. Why pay for a long-term investment when I can just bail now and fuck bitches, he thought. After telling her how angry she made him, how much resentment he had for her, and how she physically made him cringe, he asked for a divorce. His wife was blindsided, and so was their son. But JC42 was way more concerned with plotting his next foolish sexcapade. Fast forward to March 27th, when JC42 filed with the court, officially announcing his intention to live the single life. This was a decision that would normally warrant a stop and pause moment. But he was too busy playing the field on dating apps like a teenager with a raging boner and zero responsibilities. By early April, he had found a new love interest on Facebook dating app, T-Dog. With all the sincerity of a used car salesman, he declared, You're the only person I've ever wanted a baby with. This was rich, coming from a guy who was still legally married. Ignoring the glaring fact that he had just asked for a divorce and was in fact still legally married, he somehow managed to get T-Dog to fall for him with promises of trips to Omaha and eventually moving in together. In fact, she had already told her job that she would be moving. What could possibly go wrong, he thought, blissfully ignorant of the impending disaster. As they were getting cozy and becoming Facebook official, JC42 flipped that old trusty switch again and decided old T-Dog wasn't the one after all. So at the end of May, he began getting distant. And by June, he was on to the next, moving as quickly as lubed up fingers in his asshole. I'm out, he probably said, leaving her reeling with confusion, anger, and a rancid case of stinky fingers. By June 8th, the chaos escalated when JC42 revealed his new fling, L2, whom he had flown out to Omaha as T-Dog's replacement to his son's World Series baseball tournament for the final days of the week, like she was a last-minute pussy party favorite. This AI is kind of nasty. Mid-June, the plot thickened further. JC42 casually informed his 13-year-old son that he was moving L2 and her 2 kids into their house, essentially giving his kid a one-way ticket to the pool house, like it was a generous upgrade. Don't worry, you'll love it, kiddo, he said, obviously trying to spin his selfishness into something palatable. Finally, on June 18th, the day of the final divorce hearing arrived. JC42 strutted in, likely still lost in daydreams of his new life filled with L2 and her kids. Little did he know, his ex-wife was waiting with a big, fat, verbal gift for him at the courthouse. And so the saga continued, with JC42 at the center of a laughable love triangle, complete with plot twists, Omaha trips, multiple women being propositioned to move into his house within a matter of months, and a pool house that became the hottest real estate listing in town. Who knew a divorce could turn into such a cringeworthy comedy / baby reveal? So that brings us here. I want to say congrats, JC42, aka my ex-husband of one day, who at this point will have his very own biological baby in less than 30 weeks. James, I wish you all the happiness you deserve. Ugh. Proud of you. Fuck him.